Welcome to lovely London, today with non-British weather, I would say. We are attending the Smartcamp of IBM and see what happens there. The Smartcamp basically is a startup pitching event where startups can gain mentorship and win a prize. And yeah, we're about to interview some of the startups, some of the guys active there, and see what happens inside. This is the inside of IBM London. You can see it in the very back. I mean, it's pretty wide, pretty cool, but at the same time also pretty cozy. You have a great green light yard here and different rooms where all the mentorships take place. In the very, very back there is a big room where the audience can sit, and later on they'll get their prizes. Obviously we'll go around right now, talk to the people active here and see what happens. As you see in the very back, think is the motto of IBM, and I did one strange thing here. I found a guy from IBM without a tie. What's wrong here?
Okay, my name is Martin Kelly and I work with the Venture Capital Group, and as we were joking earlier, the first advice I got when I joined the group was to lose the tie. So I still wear the suit, so I'm not fully converted as yet.
Still pretty handsome and really sympathetic, Martin.
Thank you.
What is your role in all this here?
So I'm a partner with IBM Venture Capital and I help run this global entrepreneur program around the world.
Okay, to give these guys out there an idea, the Global Entrepreneur Program is like somehow the roof of the Smartcamps in a way.
That's right. That's right, yeah. So Global Entrepreneur is for our startup community to access our software and our people. And one of the parts of that is what we call Smartcamp. And so we're here today in London and we're running Smartcamp London. We've run 9 of these events around the world. Last week I was in Brazil, before that we're in China and the US, etc. And what we do is we find 5 companies, early stage companies, startups, and we put them together with 25 of the best mentors we can find. Serial entrepreneurs, investors, angels, some of our executives, and they spend 2 days together. And so, you know, something that would take best part of a year, I guess, gets condensed into 2 days, and they spend the time mentoring and pitching and presenting and really getting their pitch just perfect.
Okay, I was just about to ask you, like, what can they win next to these great sculptures? I can see them from here already. Right. It's probably about mentorship and connections and all this funding stuff.
Right. I mean, when we asked the community what they wanted, they said money, right? And we said, okay, if you think about it, if you get the right strategy together, the money will follow afterwards. If you have the right connections, the money will follow. It's never the money first and the strategy later, right? And so what we're trying to do with the mentor groups is get them in a position where they get a very clear execution plan, something that's investor ready, and then the money follows that. So that's how we think about it. And we think that the companies who come here today get a huge amount of value. So, you know, if you get a chance, please interview them, because the experience can be really life-changing for them in terms of how they really think about their business, how they think about it becoming a global, sustainable operation, how they scale it up, all those type of questions. So we think they get a lot out of just the network.
How did this all come about, by the way? I mean, like, who had the idea? How was it developing?
Right. So we started about 2 years ago. We did a pilot in Dublin. I was meeting startups around the world, meeting venture capitalists, and figuring out actually nowadays you don't need a lot of money to get started. So money isn't the restriction. Really, what the restriction is expertise and channels to market. And so, you know, we started to explore this and figured out actually by putting these groups together, then they all benefit out of it, right? A lot of the mentors benefit out of it. Gives them a chance to share back. It gives them a chance to find interesting companies. And so by going through that process, then we found actually this works. And so we started in Dublin, we expanded across Europe and North America last year. This year we've extended out into some of the emerging markets like China, Turkey, India, Brazil, and so it's kind of grown very quickly. And each country we go to is different, but you know, the same passion of the entrepreneur, the same desire for the mentor to give back is there. So we're very hopeful that this is a long-term program.
Obviously a pretty international story, and many thanks for sharing it with us.
Okay, delighted to be here. Thank you.
Well, we've seen a lot here, many startups, a lot of space here, and really interesting and futuristic. Larry, explain us, what is your role and where do you come from?
So I'm here as a mentor and judge in the startup competition. I'm CEO of Sugar CRM, Larry Augustine. I've been lucky enough to be in my career involved with many startups. I started my own company, VA Linux, back in the 90s. I took that public in 1999, and I like giving back to the community. I like being able to spend time with young startups, see interesting things that they're doing, and help them get started and help mentor them.
Cool. Quite a few people ask me, what is the ROI attending such an event? I mean, obviously as a startup. On the other hand, what is the ROI for a mentor?
Well, the great thing for me is I get to see really interesting new things. And that's the exciting thing about being able to work with those startups. There are all these great new ideas, and we'll walk out of here with a couple of companies that we potentially partner with, and can help bring some new solutions to our customers with.
Is there a certain thing that all these startups need to learn? Like, is there one thing that you teach all of them, or are they just different?
Well, the interesting thing is I'm giving a talk this afternoon about a set of things that I teach startups, right? But I'll tell you the one thing that I always remind startups of and teach them is they have to have focus and clarity. And that means be very simple in your message. Be able to express what you do in one sentence. If you can't tell people what you do in one sentence, employees are not going to get it, customers are not going to get it, investors are not going to get it. So be very simple, very precise with what you do.
I saw great plastic sculptures over there, or actually it was glass, they're pretty heavy, and I heard that you were one of the guys judging the startups and deciding who is going to win. Like, what are the criteria you're looking for if while judging them?
Oh, wow. Well, there's a whole set of great things we're looking for. And you know, ultimately, there are 5 awards over there, and there are 5 companies. So to some degree, everybody's a winner. But we do have to pick one company to advance onto the global competition. And, you know, we're looking for a company that really understands and can grow into a large business, a startup that we think can be successful, a team of founders that has the passion behind that. And ultimately someone that we think can ultimately build a real big business.
Okay, so I guess we're all curious and see what happens here. Thanks, Larry.
Thank you.
Yay, this is where the magic happens. In there are different mentors helping the different startups, and in the very first room there is visible light communications, and these guys produced a solution that helps transport data via light. Interesting. Room number 2, please meet RSM Limited. These guys are doing traffic information, analyze them and work with them. Startup number 3, Reticence Diagnostics, developed a blood test that helps you analyze your blood, looking for different diseases, and this is done actually on a really cheap basis, just $5 or less. Please meet Profitero, startup number 4. These guys focus on retailers pretty much, analyzing data and helping them using these data for great pricing intelligence. Last but not least, please meet PageUp, London startup number 5. These guys actually analyze Facebook campaigns and help you gain real-time customer insights. First of all, we want to know what this is all about, and second, of course, we want to know about Smartcamp. How do they like it? Let's go inside. Okay, I just learned these young guys come from Brighton. Please introduce yourself and PageUp.
Sure, I'm Jack. I'm sort of the head of commercial at PageUp. This is James.
Hello, I'm James. I'm the founder and CEO of PageUp, and we're a social app and instant insight platform primarily for retail brands to run cool campaigns on Facebook.
Okay, pretty innovative. What made you guys come to this Smartcamp here? Why is it interesting for you?
Well, we're really excited about IBM's kind of like social strategy around kind of interconnecting, you know, data from all over the place for the part of their Smarter Planet kind of, you know, strategy for the next few years, and it's something that it fits really well with our business because, you know, what we're really passionate about is bringing data, you know, from all over the place and, you know, making smart insights, you know, from that. So, you know, I think we're also IBM business partners, so, you know, we've got a bit of a shared strategy around that, I think.
Okay, I mean, I heard a lot of about it in theory, but like in the daily business, how does it help you to be here in a way?
Contacts for a start are fantastic. We've met about 40 people that we'd never met before. Also, the whole IBM Smart Cloud, that could work perfectly for us. We're also thinking about maybe branching out to the retail sector. IBM have a lot of technology in the retail industry, which we could plug into perfectly. I could go on for days about how it could be beneficial for us, but that's a couple of them.
Okay, as a startup, like, who do I need to sleep with to be part of this year?
It's coming to events like this. I think this is the first ever thing that we've really been to where we've had to do pitches and things like that. So I'd really say it's a great thing to get involved with. If you it's a really easy application online. So you just fill out a form. Very simple process. You come and do your pitch with IBM. They run it all over the world, the Smartcamp competition. So we're in London, but it's I think in 9 locations this year, only 8 last year. So it's a really great thing to get involved with, and you'll meet people that you're amazed to be meeting them, kind of thing. It's really, really, really cool.
Okay, so you'd recommend it to other startups too?
Oh, absolutely. I think if you've got 10 minutes, go onto the IBM website and fill out the form and just see what happens, because you've got nothing to lose, and it's an amazing opportunity that doesn't come along every day.
Well, then this was the IBM Smartcamp in London. Now the crowd gets calm because the prizes are going to be handed over. Yeah, see you next time, maybe at an IBM event in your city. Bye-bye.